Hello, everybody. Welcome to the third episode of the Geek Weekly, where us neighborhood-friendly geeks talk about things that the media doesn't. So, today we have our usual people. So say hi, guys.
Hey, hey.
Hi.
And how's been?
Oh god, I'm echoing.
Or rather, how was your weekend?
My weekend?
Mm-hmm.
I cleaned out a garage.
Oh man, that's exciting.
No, that's horrible.
How about you, Michaela?
It was okay.
Just okay?
Yep, just okay.
Man, this is like starting off super exciting. How was your guys' weekend? I cleaned out a garage and I had an okay weekend.
Yeah, well, I played at a wedding.
Hey, that's pretty sick.
Yeah. It was interesting. Definitely interesting. It's been my second time playing at weddings. So, yeah. Anyway, you guys, so Bill Nye has actually, in an article of the Business Insider, he spoke against creationism. He says that we should not push creationism on our children. He said that evolution is the main, center for things like anatomy and things like morals. And so, teaching creationism instead of evolution is just like teaching, what did he say? Oh yeah, he said it's just like teaching, geology without, tectonic plates.
Yeah.
Well, and that was on a video, on a Big Think video, and I found it very interesting. That kind of thing, especially here in the more Bible Belt-y parts of the world, is interesting. What do you think, Michaela?
Okay, I think there's definitely a lot of merit to what he's saying. I think we've definitely reached a point where evolution is probably, it's probably the way that we started out, and I think denying it, it's a personal choice. I don't agree with it. And following creationism, it's up to you if you want to, and I don't think we should ban people from talking about creationism. I think it should be equally discussed with evolution in classes, but I definitely agree with him saying that it's key to learn evolution along with everything else, because so much of our scientific history will depend on learning evolution.
Yeah, and it's something that, especially that I know that my teachers sort of shy away from, just because...
Evolution or creationism?
Evolution. And then what my teachers do, is they teach evolution not in a way that they teach adaptive evolution.
Right.
They shy away a lot from the subject, and I just don't feel like the education is there to make a... If someone were to come in without knowledge of evolution or creationism, I don't think that the way it's taught, at least where I am, it's placed so that people can make a fair choice.
In my grade school, our science class was not allowed to talk about evolution because I went to a Catholic grade school. And I think, a lot of the kids from my Catholic school ended up going to public schools. And when you go into those public schools and you start talking about the way that we learn science, that God created everything and then he taught things how to evolve and everything, the basic creationism concepts, you go into high school with that and your teacher will laugh at you because it is so, far-fetched and uninformed and has no place in classrooms outside of religious schools.
Yeah. Isaiah, how's it like over there in Canada?
Over here in Canada?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I never really went to a Catholic school. But I do specifically remember my biology teacher having a bit of a comment to say on that, which was one person in my class said, I can't remember who it was, I can't remember if they were Christian or Muslim or anything, I just remember they said, I do not believe in evolution because it goes against my religion. And normally my teacher was pretty tame, and he says, do you think I give a damn? You can get the hell out of the classroom if you don't want to be educated.
No.
And it's just like, high school is not a religious place at all. It's an educational place. High school is teaching things that I guess we could say we as the human race have discovered and will benefit the youth to help create the world a better place. I don't even know. But another, like, evolution, you've got to really not understand it to not believe it, because the moment you really learn what it really is, it's like, it's pretty irrefutable. It's essentially, the big part of it is survival of the fittest. If you've got the right things for the right places, you will live, and if you don't, then you will inevitably die, and then genes will not get passed on. Like, the big thing is,
Right.
a good example is, you know, what are they called? Hummingbirds. Hummingbirds have different sized beaks dependent on the size of the flowers in the areas that they live in, just because different sized beaks help make them eat. If theirs are too short, then they can't reach to the pollen, and if they're too long, then they stab the shit out of that flower, and they can no longer eat from it. So it's like, they have the right sized beaks in the right places. This is a very solid example of creationism, or evolution. And,
Well, creationism doesn't refute basic evolution. It basically just says that God started everything and then helped move the process along.
To say that the world started with human beings is a little bit silly. So we have so much science against it, and it's not science devoted to being against it, it's just science that's there for its intrinsic value, not to be an instrument, like, refuting religion. In no way are we trying to refute religion. If you want to believe in creationism, okay. I believe it should be taught in only churches, not even Catholic schools. It's like, it's just,
I don't know.
it's so irrefutable.
I do disagree there because I think that it needs to be. I think schools are one of those places where you learn everything. Like, my biology class talked about a bunch of failed theories that just weren't true, and I think that helps you understand why it's not true. So I think what they need to do, and then it's kind of hard to cover everything in a year, so I would probably not be able to do this as a teacher. But take creationism, give all the evidence supporting it, which is very little, and then give all the evidence against it, and then go on to evolution and give all the evidence for and against it.
Yes, I like that. I think that kids should be taught to think for themselves.
Creationism's religion is the thing, though, and I don't feel like religion should be taught in a...
But you don't teach it as, like, you're not saying it's true or not true, you're just teaching it, you're just teaching it as a intrinsic idea.
Yeah, and however, what I don't like is I've heard, I don't know if it's actually happened, but I've heard stories where people get fired because they will refuse to teach creationism.
Yep.
We had a teacher at our school who got fired for teaching evolution, so...
See, that's silly. And
fair scale.
I don't like it. It's repressive, and it's wrong.
It is. It's because it makes children less educated. It's like refusing to teach sexual education in high school.
Yeah.
It's just setting people up for the worst possible scenario.
No, man. Sex ed is like...
the devil.
Learn
like dancing.
No, man. You learn through experience. On the note of dancing, can I say the story?
Yes, please do.
Alright. The internet needs to know this. I didn't believe people like this really existed and that I'd ever meet someone like this, but today I met a really hardcore Christian fanatic, a born-again Christian, and she said upon me that dancing is devil worship. And she didn't use those exact words, but she said that, probably something along the lines of, dancing is having the devil impact you, and it's blah 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 bad for you, because it's only depicted poorly in the Holy Book, which, by the way, the St. James Bible is the only Bible you should ever read, because all of the other ones have, like, satanic messages in them, and they're bad for people, and, like, that kind of shit. So you're not allowed to dance. So I was dancing in the rain today. I asked her if she wanted to dance with me, and she was all like, no, dancing's devil worship. And she was the stalest, most boring person ever, and she was just so unhappy about everything. And she legitimately believed, this is what really, really bothered me, she legitimately believed that if homosexuals worshipped enough, that they would be turned straight and then be saved from the rapture that is guaranteed going to happen within the next 30 years, and she believed this.
Oh my god.
And she was pushing it on me. She was like, you should become a born-again Christian, she can save yourself from the rapture, you seem like a good, smart kid, blah, 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 fucking blah. It's just like, what? What are you saying to me?
Yeah.
And my biggest issue with this, it's not her who came up with it. She's just listening to someone else who came up with it. She's not thinking for herself.
Yes, that is my main problem. See, in fact, that is a picture-perfect depiction of what happens when you don't teach things that should be taught.
How so?
Okay, have you ever watched the movie Inception?
Yes.
Okay, well, for the audience members who might not have watched the movie Inception, shame on you. Watch it now. It's the greatest movie ever. But what it talks about is the main premise of the movie is they're on a mission to incept an idea into someone's head by going into their dreams. And they have to incept the simplest form of an idea so it can naturally grow. So right now what is happening is instead of, it's pretty much societal inception on a larger scale. They're being bashed, especially if you don't teach everything that should be taught. You're being bashed with things that are untrue and not based on reality, and then that idea grows in your head, and you slowly become to accept it. And instead of, being open to other things which may be true, since it's already infected your brain, in the nicest way possible, you can no longer accept anything else that anyone else says different from what you are taught to think. One of the most awesome Nietzsche quotes ever is, the surest way to corrupt the youth is to hold in higher esteem those who think alike than those who think differently.
Okay, so how do we teach people to stop thinking devil worshipping dancing is bad? I mean,
what I think is that you should not teach what to think, but how to figure out what to think. You should not teach what is there, but the means to get there. So the people, again, another Nietzsche quote, follow me by making your own way. So pretty much, be like me by not being like me, by finding your own way to do things. That was in Spoke Zarathustra, and it's one of my favorite. But yeah, that's pretty much what you have to do, is you have to teach them to be good people by finding their ways at looking at the world and exploring the world in their head.
Your Nietzsche addiction is getting far out of control.
Well, can I say one thing? You can teach people to think for themselves, but I'm not sure if you can teach people to want to think for themselves. Because not everyone wants to think for themselves. It's, I guess you could say it's hard work. It's not necessarily hard work, but it's nice when you can have someone you can trust to just tell you what you need to do, so you can think of other things in your life instead of contemplate other shit, like whether dancing is devil worship, right? It's nice to be able to have someone you trust tell you. And, if we just teach kids to think for themselves, a lot of them won't. A lot of them, take teenagers for example. You teach teenagers to think for themselves, they're still going to be thinking about, cigarettes, sex, alcohol, and the teachers they hate.
I'm slightly offended by that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You know what I mean, though.
The point I was making, though, is by teaching people to think for themselves, you're not teaching them to do whatever they want. You're teaching them how to figure out what's the best thing to do.
I think that sounds like a great concept in theory. My struggle is that it also sounds like a course that I would read the description to and go, hey, blow-off course. It's what,
you should just kind of, teach it in grade school, maybe.
If you're teaching kids to think for themselves, as much as I'd like to believe that it would work, I think it would just become a big class. It's like English class, when you just kind of, read, like, you just kind of dig for symbolism in things that you know there aren't symbolism in just to impress your teacher.
Wait a second. Can I say one thing right now? Whenever we think about people who don't think for themselves, we usually find those people to be much older than us. I find everyone around my age thinks for themselves, to be honest. I feel like maybe it is already being put into the education system from a really, really young age, because all of my friends, I know, we all think for ourselves. Some of my
I
friends
think we
are
also
ridiculously smart.
I think we hang out in the right circles for that.
Yeah.
Given that we're kind of geeks. But no, I mean, I think, like, from what I see around me, it's not that people aren't thinking for themselves, it's that they're thinking about the wrong things. They're not thinking about how they could be impacting the world, how the world is impacting them, about things that we would deem important. They're thinking about the next sports competition, the next TV show. I mean, they're thinking about things that, like...
Oh, God, it's probably so loud. Sorry.
It isn't necessarily bad that they're valuing those. It's just that that's a different value than we have.
No. Well, I mean, I agree that some people do think those things. However, I have met people in my life very recently that I did not think could be so, I'll just say it nicely and say so led. They
Devil worship dancing.
They straight up, from a young age, are taught not to think for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And I honestly never knew that could be possible. But these people will look down on anyone just because they're different. They will not think, well, why is this person's differentness bad? Yes, I did just use the word differentness. But they will immediately eradicate the thought in their mind that they could be right. It does not exist in their world, and it's kind of sad. It's kind of sad because people who have great ideas just get rejected. It's like the astronomers of the old age, who would come up with different theories, but they would get sometimes killed just because
Yo, bro, we spin around the sun. What's that you say? There goes your head.
Yeah, it's like Galileo, and it's just ridiculous. It's things that should no longer be in society, I think. But that's just my opinion.
It's so... I feel like it's so... to think like this, I don't want to say it in such an offensive way, but it's juvenile and old-fashioned and unproductive and, like, just...
It's wrong.
It does not fit modern society. It is ill-fit.
Alright, I'm going to say something that will sound very, very ironic. But there are two kinds of people in the world. Those who think for themselves and those who are wrong.
Two kinds of people in the world.
You see, it's funny
me,
because...
Then there's everybody else.
Yeah. Rolling along those lines, I saw this picture that said, I only drink 2 days when it's my birthday and when it's not my birthday. Yeah, well, anyway, guys, let's roll on to the next topic of discussion, now shall we? So, as you hardcore Geek Weekly fans may or may not remember, we talked about...
Oh, man, we've got hardcore fans now, apparently.
Oh, yeah, I got some really nice messages and emails and Facebook messages about how awesome our show is.
Why am I not getting these?
I don't know, but I was really, really happy. If you guys ever find Michaela on Facebook, send her a message saying that she should play League. I would give you her last name, but that'd be rude, so just check episode 1. Anyway, speaking of episode 1, we spoke about the Curiosity and how its specs were very low end compared to, say, an iPhone? Well, it appears that NASA has picked up the hint because, they're not using iPhones, but the new NASA satellites are going to have Android smartphones for brains. Yes, they're going to have the HTC's Nexus 1 and the Nexus S, to perform many of satellite's key functions. So pretty much, instead of trying to build this whole advanced thing that really isn't as advanced as it seems, cough, curiosity, cough, we're going to have just off-the-shelf smartphones because, they do have, apparently, according to NASA, they have a whole bunch of things that these satellites need, like fast processors,
like Siri,
versatile operating system, and then like sensors and high-resolution cameras, GPS, and all that
texting.
Stuff.
Doodle jump.
Yeah, yeah. It'll be like, OMG, bruh, got signal from China, lol.
That wasn't even funny. Why did I laugh?
I don't know. I think that was a pity laugh. Sad day. Anyway, but yeah, I don't know what to think about this. I don't know if to think that NASA's getting smart or lazy.
I don't think it's either of those. I think it's that NASA's got a lot of really, really intelligent people on their team. And when it comes to building satellites, like as much as everyone says NASA's got big funding cuts, the satellites are probably, I'm just guessing on the cheaper scale of the things they do, considering they want to do some really hardcore trips. But I don't feel like the satellites they're putting in space need to have some super intelligent computer. They need to have a lot of other things. They're, the parts are expensive. The designing and engineering is expensive. Takeoff is expensive. Keeping it sustainable is expensive, but the actual computer running it, I don't think it needs to be a super complicated processor. I feel like it could just be something simple.
True. I think it's good that they started using something that's a little bit more. It's first off, it's cheaper, like you said, and I think a lot of times they're prone to overcomplicating things just because it is NASA. And I think it's good that they're starting to use something more simpler so that they can spend less time on creating a program that'll do the exact same thing and just saving time and using something that's already pre-made for them.
Yeah, and yeah, it's really interesting.
Well, I guess the big question is it ever going to happen when NASA says, damn, I wish we really just didn't use those smartphones as our computers and our satellites. That really cost us a whole lot. Is that going to happen?
I just realized that Google is going to be running NASA satellites indirectly. So this just further forces my
Google takeover conspiracy?
Yes. Just you watch. We're going to be like the Google States of America. Oh, man. And it's all going to be because Google knows everything we do.
There's going to be hidden cameras everywhere watching everything.
That's going to be like Big Brother.
It already is.
And not those gay American Big Brothers. No, it's going to be the German Big Brother.
No, man. It's going to be the Canadian Big Brother.
Oh.
I haven't watched that. I'm sorry.
Fucking Canadian Big Brother. It's we pretend to be a pacifist country. You guys don't even know. We have control over everything.
Watching us everywhere.
Canada owns the world. We got an army of polar bears whenever the war happens.
Not if global warming gets to them first.
Dude, these polar bears are genetically engineered to weigh 15,000 pounds. They're the size of small houses. And they love all different weathers and all different things. They can eat anything in any environment, anywhere. They are super soldiers.
Ah, I see.
What Nazis got us now? We have the super soldiers.
I'm just saying, we have Mexicans, so...
Oh, yeah, you don't want to deport them now, do you?
And Mexicans and obese people.
Oh my
That's
God.
like,
Oh
that's
god,
like a
when America
complete
gets conscription for the next world war. The kind of citizens you have going to war.
Oh gosh.
Oh god. Is it horrible? I'm just thinking of like fat people in army outfits. Not all Americans are fat. Like,
Put them in sailor uniforms, it'll work even better.
oh man. Either way. Oh my god, we totally lost topic. Google
Yeah.
is Big Brother because they're running the satellites. Okay, back to that.
Yeah, I'm just, I don't even know what to think about this, actually. I'm quite lost for words.
Would,
Well,
I mean, how
what's wrong with Google running the satellites?
Nothing, it's just weird.
And
I don't know,
why
there's
is
a
it
weird,
weird?
there is a weird intersection of government and private industry there.
Yeah. It's like the PMFs of satellites.
I don't
Maybe
know, I
Google and
can
the
see how
government are
I
working
can see how
together.
it's kind of uncomfortable. It's just, I don't know. I don't know if it's necessarily like, would Google actually have, if they wanted to take over the world with this big conspiracy, would Google even have the power to do anything with these phones now that they're in the possession of NASA?
I don't know, probably not, but if they do, I mean, if NASA gets lazy, yes. But I honestly doubt that'll happen. But that would be cool. I would love to be a part of the United States of Google. You know, then I could like find my things on Google search. Oh my gosh, there's my paper.
Oh my god! Like every day there would be a Google Doodle in your front yard.
Oh yeah.
What if you could personalize Google Doodles? That would be so much fun.
Well, okay.
I'm kind of liking this idea now.
My question is, what would be the national anthem?
It would still be "Oh Canada" everywhere in the world. That's what you guys sing over there, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
God save the Canada.
No, apparently, God hates you.
Oh, right, because I dance.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
I wonder if her polar bear soldiers dance too. I wonder if they dance to our national anthem.
Alright, so we gotta move on, most likely.
Right.
This is probably gonna be a short episode, guys. It feels like a short episode.
I mean, how far are we in?
This feels like a short episode. I haven't been keeping track.
Alright, let's keep going,
Okay, so, apparently Israel wants to attack Iran now.
Yeah, that's really, like, why? Because Iran has nuclear power, right? Now,
Yep.
I don't know a whole lot about Israel, and I'm about to Google this right now. If Israel has nuclear power. Because if Israel wants to fight Iran because they have nuclear power, Israel's got it too.
Oh man, that typing.
Yeah, man.
Oh man.
Israel has never officially admitted to having nuclear weapons, but it's widely believed to possess it.
Well, Iran is known to have a nuclear program. We don't know if they actually... In fact, we guess that they don't have nuclear weapons, but they're trying to shut down the nuclear program. But anyway, the Prime Minister announced it on Israel's Channel 10 News, apparently, August 20th.
Bigger question is, why do we not want these countries to have nuclear power? What are we going to do once we get rid of their nuclear power?
I don't know.
If we're trying to get rid of their nuclear power, we're doing it for a reason.
Pretty much all countries have either nuclear power or nuclear capability.
And Mexico
Their
has the capability
only problem is,
they're great.
our only problem with it seems to be that they have it and we're scared that they have it even though we have it.
I wonder if Canada has a nuclear power.
My fear with the Israel thing is Iran's nuclear counterattack. If that ever happens, I think that things are going to go badly. Especially,
that's when we send in the bears.
Yeah. But the Prime Minister wants to do this before the election so that Obama has to commit.
which is such a dick move.
Yep.
What?
Yeah, it's
the
a
way
very...
to get things done.
I hope he personally hears me saying this. That's a mean thing to do.
Yeah, it's a very low blow.
Yeah, it's like, oh, by the way, Obama, you got an election coming up soon? By the way, like, the night before, you need to decide if you're gonna, like, start a war. It's like, fuck, man.
And then, I think that if there's any sort of, like, counterattack, let's just say that there's going to be lots of tension.
Oh, yeah.
Things will get really out of hand.
Oh, and
For all we know, China's gonna want to get involved. And once they do, North Korea's gonna want to get involved. And once they do, Pakistan and India want to get involved. And then Mexico start developing nuclear weapons. And then what can bears do?
This is gonna be Cold War 2.0.
We've been in Cold War 2.0 since Cold War 1.0 started.
That the wise words of Isaiah Rain.
The last words of Isaiah Rain were just declined. We've been in Cold War for the past, 80 years.
But I don't even know, I honestly don't know what should be done about this. Because it's such an odd situation.
Why is Israel declaring war on Iran?
I guess they're not doing that yet. Don't get ahead of yourself.
Well, why do they want to?
Because of it. And because, Iran has said some pretty crazy things about wanting to wipe Israel off the face of the earth.
Yeah.
Yeah. However, they don't normally do what they say, which is, I guess, good.
Why do they want to wipe Iran off the face of the earth? What did Iran do?
I think it's a historically religious problem, isn't it?
Yep. Yeah, it is.
Just kind of code for they hate Jews.
God damn religion. Why can't we all just dance?
Well.
Didn't you know, Isaiah? Dancing is worship. Devil worship.
If we all just dance, we're gonna get condemned to hell anyways.
Oh, and because Michaela doesn't know how to dance.
That's not very nice. It's not that I don't know how to dance, I just don't enjoy it.
Liar.
Although I'm not a very good dancer either. I have this tendency to bite my lip while dancing.
It's not that I'm a bad dancer, it's that I don't like it, and that I'm a bad dancer. That's what you just said just then.
Everyone's a good dancer as long as they dance with confidence.
Wait. Okay, I probably heard that wrong.
Everyone is a good dancer as long as they dance with confidence.
Okay. That's fair enough. So, yeah, since we seem to be done talking about the topics of the day a bit early,
My god, we just went so off topic. We started talking about she could dance.
yeah.
Polar bears.
Back to the war. This is not even a war. We could possibly start World War III and Cold War II at the same time. It's a little bit extreme, but it's like, why do we want to, it's gotta be more than just a religious issue. Like, in the modern world, I don't think we have war strictly based on religious values. They clearly want to get rid of them for some reason. Big question is why they didn't get rid of them.
Well, they're both have far more religious history than America or Canada has. So I think it's not so much that they're doing it out of religion. I think it's that religious tension built up through centuries, and it's gotten to the point where it's those Israelis and those Iranians. It's just become a stereotype that they can't get rid of in their society.
Yeah.
God damn it.
So, you guys, now I have something to talk about. And that is what we're going to do this week. Does everyone have their stuff ready?
Yes, hopefully.
Okay.
Wait, what?
So what we're going to do is we said we were going to do it last week, but we're a whole bunch of scumbag liars.
I just got grounded, but Scumbag Liar works too.
Yeah. Scumbag Liar. And so what we're going to start doing this week is uploading videos that aren't the Geek Weekly. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do some video commentary, and I have a very special League of Legends game that I want to show you guys. It's 70 minutes long. Yes, an hour and 10 minutes long. I was cutting myself halfway through that, but I finally commentated it, and I'm going to upload it on Wednesday. And from Wednesday on will be a show called The Gaming Geek. Michaela goes around and interviews people.
Strangers, to be specific.
Strangers, yes. And she's kind of weird about it, but so that'll be uploaded Thursday. Isaiah, you want to do anything? We're talking today about this.
Man, that was like short notice. What can I do?
Just do some music stuff.
I can definitely talk about music. It's like talk about music and science.
Just play your guitar. Just do it. Play your guitar for an hour.
No, it makes me cry when he plays his guitar. It feels so unaccomplished.
Play
man,
right now.
I was gonna like
YOLO. Do it.
What right now?
Yeah.
It's pretty fun right now.
Oh, you sound like it's such a drag. Never mind. Don't do it.
No.
No. Now I don't want you to do it. No, you're complaining
It's
about
like
it.
all the way over here though. It's been, I don't know what to play.
Oh, and then I don't know. Play something nice. Maybe we'll use it as a theme song from now on.
Alright, it's my acoustic. I don't play nice things on the acoustic. I play death metal and that's it.
Oh my god.
On my acoustic. Like this chord, and I'm like, just play this chord after, and like, when you do this, oh man, that was really good.
That was beautiful, dude.
Actually,
yeah, you can sit around and talk about music for a while. I know you. So yeah, as that plays, and then we're going to have a beautiful new show called the Geek Weekly in Depth on Saturdays, where I grab one person that is particularly good at a subject, and we discuss it in depth. This is going to be a lot more focused than the Geek Weekly, and it's built mostly to teach people what's going on, and so that they're not blind ducks just running around. What we're going to talk about this week is going to be Greece and the Eurozone economy, because that's been going down for a while, but a lot of people don't know about it. And it's especially bad since it's predicted that Greece is going to fall here sometime soon. And if Greece falls, it will come back and hurt our economy. So I think people need to be prepared for that and know kind of what to do. Or at least what to expect.
I think what we need to do is we just need to cause every other country in the world to give themselves massive inflation by printing an enormous amount of money and then give it all to Greece. And then we wouldn't have a economic crash. It's a good one.
That would cause a global economic crash. That's a terrible idea.
No, if it's a global economic crash and everyone's in it, then it's the same thing. It's like if everyone was Superman and no one would be Superman. Everyone's in this horrible economic crash.
Well,
same thing.
I'm pretty sure economics doesn't work like The Incredibles.
Everything works like The Incredibles.
So yeah, if you guys want to suggest anything, we're totally open to suggestions. If you want a video of Michaela dancing, then watch this video.
Not gonna happen.
Gonna happen.
Not gonna happen.
And if you want a video of Michaela dancing in a bikini, then you should
definitely
subscribe.
Not happening.
Yeah, it's happening. Then
not happening.
Subscribe.
Oh my god.
Oh, and comment and favorite this video and share it on YouTube. Because Oh, I just wanted to say again that I really appreciate you guys' support. Without you guys, it would be hard to start such a project, but since you guys are putting the effort in watching or at least trying to watch our incredibly long videos, it is very appreciated, and we love you all, and have a good night.
Bye, guys.
And a great week.